Hello and welcome to Tete à-tête with Tiwa. I'm Tinuke.
And I'm Wale.
We're Tiwa. So we're just answering questions that have been sent to us by people. And today's question, well, we have a couple of questions today, but how have you remained friends even though you have been married a long time? So we have been married 23 years and we are still friends. How do we do it?
Okay, I guess there's a few ways you can stop being friends with people. First thing is you never had the depth of a friendship in the first place, right? Because now I'm referring to the fact that friendships, by definition, I'm talking about the fact that you might have a friend who you might not see for 5 years, but yet when you do see each other or reconnect, your friendship pretty much just continues from that point. Which means there was a certain foundation laid in the first place, as opposed to a friendship where you see each other again and you're like strangers. I assume that's because there really wasn't any depth, and so no foundations laid. So in our case, we've laid the foundation from when we were very young, going back 30-something odd years. We didn't see each other for, must have been about 5 years, 6 years. And we hadn't seen each other for years. And it's, in those
Although
days,
I wrote you letters, you just didn't reply.
I actually replied, I just didn't post them. So, I mean, I did reply.
Okay.
They didn't get to you because I didn't post them, but, you know, I did reply, so that's not technically correct. Anyway. Yeah, so we didn't, you know, and in those days, it wasn't, I mean, for those of you who didn't know, those days it wasn't, there were no mobile phones, there was no
Airmail,
there was no Twitter, Facebook, so on and so forth. Anyway, as soon as we got back together on the phone, I think it was like, you know, like how we left, the same way we were friends before. And so I think unless there wasn't any real depth in the first place, there's no reason why you shouldn't remain friends. And this is very important. Sorry, I think it's very important. Yeah, no, seriously. The things that make people break off their friendships, a lot of the time, is due to pride and ego, I think. Because you've been hurt, or you feel that you've been hurt. Yeah. Some people have been hurt, but you'll find that a lot of the time, what's the overwhelming factor here is pride or ego, whichever one, you know, they interchange, in my opinion. But yeah, and because of that, you're not able to let go. Forgiveness, right. So if really, and that's a decision one makes. Now, this has never happened with us, so it's not really a thing. I'm just thinking broadly. That would be the only reason why.
Yeah, but I think also there's an element of, so certainly for me, I nurture my relationships, all my friendships. Right. I make a point of being a good friend, or at least trying to be a good friend.
Right.
So I think there is, I mean, a friendship doesn't, so whilst everything you're saying is true, a friendship doesn't just necessarily, I mean, I guess if you don't have the depth in the first place, but I think sometimes just the space, being apart from each other, things going on in each other's lives, changing, could make it harder to reconnect, exactly like how you're saying that we did.
Yeah, no.
So if there's an element of nurturing the relationships anyway, so like when I was writing letters to you, even though you were not replying, I was nurturing the relationship.
I was nurturing it in my mind.
Yeah, so maybe that's why it worked so well when we came back together, because we both nurtured it.
Right.
Even though I didn't know you were nurturing we both nurtured it. So it was, you know, so I think
it was easy enough to reconnect. Actually, it was seamless.
But I think what I would say that we have that I just, you know, I mean, we have a friendship. I think there's a lot of relationships where there's no friendship as a basis. We were friends before we got together, and because of that, I think we have a very solid foundation, because it wasn't just a romantic, although I think it was on your part, Chap. Anyway, we established a good friendship.
It wasn't. It was love at first sight, but it wasn't romantic. Yeah, that's another thing. It wasn't romantic. How old was I? 11. It was romance, but I loved this person. Do you understand what I mean? So it was love at first sight, but it wasn't a romantic love. It was just love.
Okay. Right,
which I'm sure is the case.
We have another question,
for you
so
too.
let's not.
It was love at first sight, wasn't it?
Oh, of course it was.
Exactly.
Immediately I was like, whoa!
I remember.
Oh, what a bloke.
I remember.
Okay, next question. What song or movie would describe your relationship perfectly? That's an interesting one. I like that one. What song or movie? I can't think of a movie. Song, maybe. Let's do song. What song?
I really like the Shawshank Redemption, you know.
How does that describe? How does that describe our relationship? Isn't that the one where they go to prison and then there's?
And then the reason why I've said that is because you said movie, and I really like the movie. I think it's one of the best.
Really like the movie.
One
I
of
just
the
don't
best
see how it
movies ever made.
describes our relationship.
I was just trying to explain how difficult a question is that. How does a movie?
Okay, go stick with song. Stick with song. What song?
Off the top of my head, I'd say J.T. Taylor and Regina Bell and Forever.
That was our wedding song.
Our wedding song. Yeah. Now, I think that's apt because it's essentially the song says all I want is forever. Essentially, all I want is forever with this person.
Yeah.
I've never wanted anything else but forever with you. So it continues to play. It's continuous, the song.
So
I think that's it as well.
I feel like that's like our goal, which is a continuous goal. But I don't think it necessarily describes. So that song doesn't describe the low times, the high times, the confusing times.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just a positive. This is what we want, and yes, every day we're working towards it, but it's not really. So I would choose.
Oh, you've got a song.
Well, I don't know if I've got a song, but I've got a song that I thought of. Something like "Still the One," Shania Twain. You don't know the words.
I don't think I ever know the song.
Oh my gosh! Well, anyway, basically, since it starts off with "Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come, my baby. We might have taken the long route, but something. So it basically talks about how, against all odds, they've made it. And so that was what I thought of. You know, it's because then that's more descriptive of that. It wasn't just a peaceful, exciting.
See.
Whereas forever is just.
I'll have to go through my song bank for that.
It's okay.
You answered the question.
Yeah, still the one. So something along those lines that gives a bit of an insight into the fact that it wasn't all hunky dory, but we've made it.
I'm just trying to.
I don't feel like you agree.
No, I agree. I'm just trying to think. How would I ever find a song?
No, you
like
won't.
that?
Maybe you think about it and we answer the question again another time. You have to. I mean, it's just because that's just what came to my mind. I was like, okay, yeah, we've made it. Not made it, but we're still at it. Looks like
Yeah. Okay.
Type of thing. So yeah, that's that.
Right. All right.
Cool.
Interesting.
All right then.
So now you'll play the song for me.
I will play this song for you.
All right. Cool.
Till next time. We'll see you next time.
All right. Ciao.